gazing at the starry sky. Now the Space Corps goes orbiting by. He left a loving family and the town he called his own, departed through the cosmos where no earthly seeds are sown. In search of that elusive tool, he gave his life to try. Now the Space Corps goes orbiting by. Oh, goodbye, my friend. In the glowing twilight's cry, and then we'll echo through the void where the galaxies all lie. Though we miss you on Earth, we're lifting hearts up high as the Space Corps goes orbiting.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stoney, coming to you live from the TCM Museum of Minnesota. It's Friday night, baby. You know, it's a new episode of the Space Corps podcast every Friday, 8:30 p.m. Central. Come kick it with us live. If you can't make it, it's cool. We pop this back on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, whatever it is. But if you like what you're seeing, of course, big shout out to the sponsors. The show is not possible without some love from the TCM fan club. It's actually the co-producer, Gilly. His heart, his passion, his soul went into this goddamn website, man. 100% free. Any Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, check it out, man. It's got everything, just end-all, be-all TCM shit, including an old-school message board, man. So for any of us older cats that predate the Facebooks, MySpaces, and all that type of shit, we used to creep around on message boards and talk shit all the time. So cool little nostalgic feel with that, with a little bit of newer day, like hints, bells, and whistles and shit. So check that out. If you like what you're seeing here, of course, and you want to support the show, or you just want to look fine as fuck, the TCM museum shit, the Space Corps podcast, and the Space Cadet Army stuff is up on shop.spacecorpspodcast.com. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm super fucking pumped about this because this is really getting at the inner core of what I fucking love even more than horror, more than TCM. The old school fucking metal tunes, baby. New metal to the core. That's what I grew up on. And this dude reached out. I've been fucking checking out his stuff forever. And I'm so excited to talk to him tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got AJ Good from the House of Masks on. Good evening, brother.
Woo. What's
How
up?
the hell are you, dude?
Oh, you know, just a white guy living in today's world.
It's tough for a player out there, man.
Yeah, whatever that means. I don't know.
Dude, so the fucking skate, the environment that you've created, it's like a goddamn just kid in a candy store every day when you walk in there, man. I mean, it looks amazing what you've done.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I was thinking about it actually when I was waiting on you to get done with your coffee. Because I was sitting here and the rest of the dudes were still skating in the sanctuary and I could hear it and I was like, man, I don't know if this is going to like run over, if they're going to stick around like by the time we start doing this and then I'm going to feel bad because you're just going to hear like skateboarding in the back. And I was like, no, fuck that. I'm going to be pretty stoked about it because people are skating in my church right now. And that's
Hell
kind of
yeah, dude.
what it's all about. So, yeah, no, I love it. I have like my own personal toy store behind me and then a giant mask collection and a mini ramp but I got a dirt bike sitting over there. So yeah, life's good.
It's fucking sweet, dude. So how did you land the church? Like, what's the origin story on that? How long have you been in there for?
It was a year last month that I got the keys.
Okay.
And it wasn't a positive story actually, as to why I got the place. So the original spot that I was at in downtown Chillicothe was, it's such a weird long story. So originally when I was a kid, this shop was a bicycle shop called just north of Daytona. And I was super into like everything with wheels. So I got my first bicycle there. And then when I started like really getting into BMX, I got my first like real BMX bike there. And then my second BMX bike there. And eventually that place switched owners to another dude, put another bike shop in there. His name was Al, and he kind of dabbled in a lot of stuff. So he had like skateboard stuff in there. So I was always in there buying my skateboards and like working during the summers or whatever. And then eventually he left and it became a photography studio. My buddy Matt Day put a photography studio in there. So I got like my senior photos done in there by him and whatever. So I was always connected to that old building. And I knew from the time that I was like 6 that I would have something to do with that building. Like that place would be one day. Yeah. It was real weird. So COVID happened. I was tattooing full time at the time and just kind of doing YouTube on the side. And I was also going through like a pretty rough breakup. And they shut tattoo shops down. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm full-time YouTube now. And the house kind of ain't cutting it anymore for the collection. So maybe it's time to start looking at a spot. And I just so happened to be driving down the street one day and I saw that whatever little store was in that spot was gone. They had like, not cardboard, but like the wrapping paper up against the windows.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I got to do something about that. So I tracked down, not the owner, but like the building manager or whatever. And I harassed him for like 2 weeks. And he finally showed me the spot. And then I got the spot, loved the spot for like 5 years. Made it like everything I wanted it to be. And then one day, it was like 2 or 3 days after PaleFest 2024, I was walking out to my truck and the building manager was like, hey, we got to talk. And I was like, oh, what's up? He's like, so the building was owned by Masons.
Okay.
And he was like, they took a vote last night and they're not going to renew your lease. And I thought he was kidding. Like, I thought he was fucking joking with me. I was like, haha.
Yeah.
Because I've never done anything wrong. Like I have perfect like rent records and
Sure.
I never even had so much as a noise complaint. Obviously I'm like straight edge, so there was no partying or drinking or anything. So I just really was like caught off guard by that. And the people in Chillicothe loved it, dude. Like people would drive from fucking hours away to just take a photo with like the front window.
Sure.
So it was real weird. Caught me off guard. And then I went into panic mode because I was like, what do I do with this collection? Like I have a museum now. Like this isn't like my basement.
Right.
So yeah, and just finding a place, I was so worried about it, dude. Like finding a place was like the biggest headache. And I think my cousin Tony sent me the link to this church and I was like, that's fucking it. Like it's big enough and it's like finished. It's like furnished, I guess. I don't know what the word for that would be, but it's not like a pole barn where it's exposed to the cold,
right,
hot, whatever. I never even considered a church until this one popped up and I was like, oh, that's so obvious. And then it was just like weird stuff that happened to work out. Like the dude that I bought it from is also a YouTuber. So he kind of like understood how my life was a little bit more than your regular person that would just own a church, I guess. And the logo even is the same, like my logo that was done in 2019 is the same shape to a T as the structure of the church. It's fucking weird. So anyways, we're a year in the church. I'm still not settled. Yeah, it is what it is. But I do have my own kind of horror fantasy factory. Horror, metal, whatever.
Honestly, dude, that's like the same like realm of how that shit went, man. That's crazy. Like, and so now, and I don't mean to like pry, but like you actually own it, you bought it, so like you're never gonna be able to get kicked out again, type of thing,
right?
Or
yep, right,
dude.
Yeah, the dude that I got it from was super, super cool, and we did a land contract. He was like real easy to work with. So shout out to Ben, great guy.
Dude, hell yeah, man. So what I mean, come on, Masons, what's the problem? It was just the overall business that they just frowned on it. Did you get any more context?
I never got an answer. I got a couple different answers that I think were all bullshit, which is so fucking lame, dude. Like, I don't know. And here's my problem. If you didn't like what I was doing, why did it take you 5 years to decide? Because on their end, it was month by month. They could do whatever they want.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So you waited 5 years to decide.
Yeah, that's fucked.
It's super, super strange. Now, if I had done something that had contributed to that, and a lot of people said, like a few months before, I had changed the window storefront from like what looked like a vintage mask shop to I took everything out and I just put a casket in the window with a very like hyper realistic dead me. And people were like, oh, it was probably that. Like they probably didn't like that or whatever. And I'm like, dude, no one said a fucking word.
Yeah.
Like say something. If they had been like, hey, we're not really crazy about how that looks. I would have taken it out that evening. It would have been that easy. So
Sure.
I just hate the fact that these guys, because I know what masonry is, and I know masons and whatever, and I know what they stand for and shit. So it's like you're kind of setting a bad example for other Freemasons to look at you and be like, "What the fuck are they doing?" And I'll tell you, I had a
Certainly.
lot of Freemasons from other places reach out, and they were like, "You want us to like investigate that or something?" I was like, "I don't even care, dude."
Fuck.
It's so it. Here's the thing: you're all about being men and being better men and whatever. So when I come to you as a man and I say, "Hey, why am I getting kicked out?" and nobody can give me a fucking answer, I think that sucks.
Yeah, dude. It's
So
like
that's
sounds like someone's fucking wife was in somebody's ear one time, just had a problem, you know.
dude, it's so whack. It's so fucking whack. Whatever. I have a
Well,
church now.
hey, you know, and again, it's like, you know, we go through these heartaches and these pains, but look where you are now. I mean, like, I'm just guessing, but by looks of it and just the subject matter, it just sounds way cooler than. I mean, obviously, you've got, you know, a whole history of, some sentimental, for the other building, but
Yeah.
fuck, dude. So how long did it take to? It was like the skateboard ramps and shit, like the first thing, like day one construction, get in here, or was it just kind of dawn on you one day, like, dude, we could fit this right here?
No. So actually, back to the fucking Masons. We had actually a few months prior to them kicking me out, they approached me and said, "Hey, we want to continue splitting the space up because the spot that I was in was illegally subleased like 20 years before I got in there, maybe longer, and they never quite finished it. So I was in this weird shaped thing that was kind of L shaped, surrounded by the other spot that was next to me, and they wanted to continue splitting that. So I would have gotten more room in the back,
Okay.
and the room in the back would have been perfect to put a mini ramp in. So that's what we had planned to do. We had a friend that had put one together, and it was outside, and he skated it like twice, and he's like, "Dude, I'm too old. Like I can't do it anymore." So I was like, "Well, like sell it to me. I'll put it inside. We'll put it in this back room. Like we're already in motion to get this going, and I got the new rent price and yada yada."
Yeah.
And then that happened, and I was like, "Fuck! Now I'm not going to get a mini ramp." But the mini ramp was still there, and the second that I saw the sanctuary, I knew exactly how the layout was going to be, and that was definitely one of the first things that we brought in, and then we started building stuff around it. So
Dude. It's just with the stained glass and everything right behind it. I mean, it's just
yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm such a sucker for just the architecture and the history and that type of shit, and just to like incorporate that in your everyday like setting. You just see that
Mhm.
all the time. It's just I don't know, man. It's just got
Yeah,
to do something to you.
yeah, it's sick, and people don't get it until they walk in. Like I'm sure it looks cool on the internet, but dude, walking through the horror room into the main sanctuary
Yeah.
is fucking crazy.
Fuck, man. So let's pivot onto like a lot of questions I got too. Like, so let's move on to the masks and all this shit.
Mhm.
Has this been something like ever since you were a kid, you were just kind of like your thing, obsessed with it? Halloween time came around, you had just fucking buckets of masks and things like that, or did it really more so start with like a love for the band with Slipknot and it kind of evolved from there? Or like, how did that even begin?
So I've got like three core memories that I can remember kind of spinning me in this direction. And the further they go, the more like I guess like impressionable they were. The first one was my grandpa. Dude, I had to be like three. It's one of my earliest memories for sure. I watched the original Invisible Man with him,
Okay.
and I was just like so captivated by the bandaged look. I just thought that was so cool. Um, and I can also remember asking my grandpa if he was alive when like before color was invented, because that's how my little kid brain processed the fact that stuff was in black and white. So that was cool. Then I think I was probably 4, and we were watching. It was like the AMC Fear Fest thing that they did, and he had me watch Halloween 4, and that was when shit like I was like, oh fuck, like
Yeah.
dude. And Michael Myers kind of sucks in that movie, and I still thought it was the coolest shit ever. And then the big one was my grandma owned a salon, and she would get like People magazine and whatever, but she got Rolling Stone, and my mom was like super big into Kid Rock, and I thought Limp Bizkit was just the coolest shit ever. So I would go through those magazines and find pictures of those guys, specifically like Wes Borland.
Yeah.
And I remember going through it one day and I saw a picture of Slipknot. It was like individual pictures put together as a collage, and they were like against a wood panel wall, and it was self-titled shit. And I was just like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like something about the suits and the masks and the way that they were posing and shit. I was just like, I
Yeah.
don't know what this is, but I love it.
Right.
So I tried to like read the article and I couldn't. I was like 6 years old, so I didn't understand what the fuck they were talking about. They were talking about like how liberating it is to set yourself on fire, and I was like, what the fuck liberating? Uh, so I asked my mom, I was like, hey, can I like listen to one of these songs? And this is the only time in my life until I was almost out of the house that we had a computer. I don't know why we had a desktop computer at the time because we were fucking dirt poor. And yeah, like I didn't have a cell phone as a teenager and all that shit. But we had a computer at that time. And she was like, yeah, let me like check it out and make sure you can watch it or whatever. I'll let you watch a music video. So she got on Yahoo Launch. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah.
But she got on Yahoo Launch. She watched Wait and Bleed. She said that I was good to watch it, and I watched it. And from the fucking second that it started playing, when
Oh
Courtney
yeah.
started talking to the crowd, I was like,
Yep.
dude, whatever this is, it's game over. So that was it, man. I fucking I watched it probably more times than I could ever even imagine, and then I was stoked, and I just wanted a mask. So I was like, obviously bugging my mom. I was like, I need a mask. And she's like, call Shipley. He was like my uncle. He was my dad's best friend from like way before I was ever even thought of. I was like, all right. So I call this dude and I'm like, hey, I want a mask. You got a mask? And he's like, yeah, I think my parents have some upstairs. I'll see if I can find something for you. Which is already just like, if a 6-year-old kid calls you and he's like, hey, I want a mask, you're probably just gonna blow that shit off because it's like,
Right.
what does that mean? But dude, he's a real deal. So he fucking showed up later that night and he had a fucking gas mask and I still have it. I have the same one. Uh it was the fucking one that Sid was wearing in the
No
Wait Bleed video.
shit.
So my little kid brain was just like, "Oh my god, dude, like it's game over." And
Oh,
ever since then, man, the hunt was on.
dude, fuck, man. That when I got into like heavy music when I was young, like I mean the gateway was I got Korn's for Life is Peachy was the first thing that I had heard of, some real heavier music, and
Mhm.
yeah, that Biscuit, and then the self-titled, came out for Slipknot, and that was like instantly switched because like I feel so many people felt that is, just I think if you come into Slipknot as you're like older or something, maybe it didn't have as much of an impact, but just
Yeah.
that visual, like you say, the masks, the jumpsuits, the volume of these motherfuckers, and the
Mhm.
craziness, and just like it was just so intense. And I mean, of
Yeah.
course, there's heavier music out there and all that, of course. But I mean, I'm a fucking new metal kid, man. I grew up on that. Was just
Yeah.
like it was so fucking wild, and I've been hooked ever since
Yeah.
too, man. It just
There was
shit.
there, there was definitely nothing like that. Like they were groundbreaking. And even I don't like listen to Slipknot every day anymore, but it's such a big part of my life that it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, every once in a while, like Wait and Bleed will come on, or I'll just hear it out in the wild and I'll be like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
They changed everything. They changed everything. And dude, I don't even understand. Like, I was already into metal. Like, my dad was a huge metalhead. I was going to fucking Megadeth shows and Metallica, and like,
Sure.
we had, White Zombie was like heavy rotation. My dad was fucking super big into like Cowboys from Hell by Pantera, and but dude, there was something about the way I had already played drums for a long time. I had a double kick, and I thought that like One by Metallica, like that double kick thing that Lars does was like the fucking and then I heard
Yeah.
Joe, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was, dude, it was everything. I was pissed off, and I didn't even know why I was mad.
Yeah.
Now I know. Like now, as like a 30-something-year-old man, I understand what I was angry about then. But like,
Right.
dude, yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. Slipknot was the fucking real deal.
Yeah, dude, it's you talk about like appropriate ways to kind of get your frustrations out, right? Go work out instead of punching on people, all that type of shit. Just heavy music. I just think for people that don't get it, it's just like you don't understand that that's like it's so fucking therapeutic in a way,
Mhm.
and it's just like it is a good avenue to channel that through, where it's just like whatever. Dude, I went to so I got 3 kids, I got a wife, we got this old ass house we're fixing up. I'm busy as fuck, and I don't ever get to do most of the stuff I want to do anymore. I'm lucky, at least I got Friday nights I get to do this. But every once in a while now, I'll still fucking get away and go see a good concert. I mean, when I was in high school, I was living in Duluth, Minnesota. It's like a couple hours north of the city. So it was pretty quick just to hop down and catch these shows in Minneapolis. And fuck, we would look for anything playing. We go see it. So I save all my concert stubs, I'd fill up these books, and all this stuff. And it was just such an integral part of like me growing up. And I was in a local band. I was a front man for that. I mean, just the whole aspect of just concert life and all that was just so incredible. And still to this day, man, like just going like, so 2 nights ago I saw Slaughter to Prevail, Whitechapel, and Attila. And dude, it's just like there's something walking in that door and everybody there and just the environment. It was just like it puts you at peace, man. I was just like, I'm fucking home, man, and and my fat old ass, I can't be in the pit all the time, but I'll hop in for like half a song and then get winded and get out. But there's just something about it, dude. I just like, I don't know, man. It's just like, for anybody looking on the outside and thinks it's just like such an angry whatever, it's like, dude, get into a fucking pit with people and you understand like everybody's looking out for each other. It's nothing but love and all that. We're just having a good time. Like everybody's got a smile on their face. I mean, unless you're the couple of, drunk asshole dudes that are like fucking 300 and jacked and they just want to hurt people or something. But usually we weed everybody out, and all that. But yeah, dude, it was so killer to go see a show again, man. I haven't been to a metal one since. Well, I saw Cannibal Corpse a little bit ago. It was my first time seeing those guys. I had a couple opportunities, but just it never worked out. But they came to First Avenue, which is definitely like just an iconic venue up here. And I was just like, dude, I've never seen Cannibal before. They're coming here. I got tickets, and like that was killer, man. So it was a really good time to see there.
I've almost kind of gotten like a second win for shows because I've been going honestly like since before I can remember. That was the one thing that we did do. My dad was like, he was in pretty good with like some like local Columbus bands that were on the bigger end of like being a Columbus band.
Sure.
So we were always at the El Rosa. We were always at Polaris. We were always doing something. And I had been to more big shows by the time that I was a teenager than most like adults were going to. And then it just got amplified by the fact that the channel was what it was. All of a sudden I'm fucking side stage for Slipknot all the time. And I'm side stage for Mudvayne, and I'm like doing all this shit. And that's cool. Like my best friend that isn't local is Tyler Burgess. He was in Falling in Reverse, and like they're fucking huge. And it was like Sonic Temple weekend. I'd be up there. The only reason I'm name dropping and sound like a douchebag right now is to put this into perspective, because what I'm about to say is the polar opposite. So when I'm side stage for Westmoreland, I'm side stage for Falling in Reverse, I'm side stage for Slipknot shit, that's all fucking sick. But I got a completely new appreciation for small shows after I started like mixing and mingling with Mauled. I don't know if you've seen me like promoting their stuff at all.
Yeah.
Or Surfaced, or like these smaller deathcore bands and hardcore bands, and that scene is fucking sick. Like being afraid to go to a show again brings me back to seeing Slipknot at such a young age when shit was still pretty crazy and people were crammed in to like little spots, and it was like scary. Like you're scared of the fucking band, you're scared of the crowd. The fear element of that is fucking sick. So like all those big shows and shit are awesome, and I love that stuff, and it is what it is. But dude, the feeling I get when I walk into like a smaller hardcore show at like a laundromat is like something else. So shout out to Mauled, shout out to Surfaced. I just want to throw that out there. My second wind of concertry in my life.
Dude, hell yeah. Or like God, I can't remember the band name, but the kids that are what the fuck's up Denny's, just like those weird venues where also you're like, no shit, we're doing this here. Like it's so cool. So like those hardcore shows is one style show I've never been to is like the people that are in the mosh pit, the fucking swinging, kicking, where there's so much distance between everybody. Is that like, do you go to those?
There is Mauled does this fucking running gag where they say, hey, like, can everybody come up front? We're going to get a picture. And then typically me, because I'll go on tour with them or whatever, and I have this camera right here. I'm like pretending to take the photo, but I'm actually recording.
Uh-huh.
Everybody gets together, and Abe will do some shit like the Batista thumbs up, and then you'll hear like the bell hit, and he thumbs down, and everybody just starts beating the fuck out of each other. It is priceless and hilarious and incredible, and that's my favorite part of the show.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I want to say on the West Borland thing, man, that was, again, I just, Corn, Biscuit, Mudvayne, all that shit. And when Wes left Biscuit and,
Mhm.
what Big Dumb Face is what I'm getting at. Have you listened? Are you familiar? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever get into that at all? Like,
Yeah, I thought that some of his coolest shit, especially theatrically, was out of Limp Bizkit.
yeah.
So yeah, Big Dumb Face is like a great example of that because he was doing weird shit, obviously.
Yeah. I something about that to me. I mean, it's such an obscure, piece of music, out there. But to me, just like understanding how like liberating that could be, like to also like to peel away from like, the vehicle that got you to where you are, where it's like you're kind of confined into what Limp Bizkit is, and all of a sudden for him just to be like, okay, I'm out. And just, making this music in his basement with his brother Kyle, or whatever, and just like the most wild shit. I mean, it goes from, like sounds like fucking, midgets from Wizard of Oz, and all of a sudden, just this like, this fucking demon voices and that shit. Like, fuck, I was hooked on that stuff for a while. Then just, his costume, his like monkey helmet and his underwear and shit. And like, God, I wish I could have caught those guys live when I think they only toured like once or something, like one round, but, yeah, it just musically and just, as more of like an artistic whatever, it's just like, oh man, like you can make anything you want, dude. And it's just like, unless you're confined to, record companies and all this type of shit where you like, have to, it's like that was just really cool. Just, I think it was a good time in my life, young, just to understand. And then I got into being into a band and then actually seeing like, so our drummer was like, Joey Jordison was his goddamn idol, and he would just sit in his garage and that's all he would do in his own downtime. And he was a phenomenal drummer, and he was like, able to replicate him just very well. And it took, just me like, oh, okay, I listen to music, to all of a sudden being in a band and to stand there and watch the drummer actually make all those noises, like the appreciation and then like the holy fuck, like it's so much harder than a double kick. And dude, it's just wild, man. So I think it's all that stuff put together is just what really just, not only just music you can relate to, get the aggression out, but the concert vibes and just everything. I just, fuck, dude, absolutely love it. I'm very, very happy for you, man, with what you're just able to do with, with your life and all that. Like, it's just fucking killer. And now you got, goddamn Sid Wilson coming by your spot and all that shit. Like, how long have you known him for?
When did me and him start talking? It was pre-COVID. So I would say it was probably 2019 or 2020, and it wasn't under good circumstances. Like the first time he reached out to me he was not stoked about me.
Really?
And he was totally right. Like this is where like everybody around me is like, yeah, Big Brother Sid, because he big brothered the shit out of me and I needed it. Because what I was doing was fucking lame. I thought all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but I had kind of pigeonholed myself into just the Slipknot thing for a minute. And it got to the point where I was making like borderline sensationalized videos about whatever the fuck they were doing. Like it didn't matter. Like, oh, Corey Taylor farted. Like, and that sucks. And I made a video that had something to do with Sid where I was talking about shit I didn't know about. And that really was what it was. And he DM'd me and he was like, why are you doing this? He was like, you're better than this. The reason that you have gotten to where you are so far is because you're not these fucking metal outlets that are just fucking like making bullshit up about whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, he's right. Like he's right. So I changed it and he watched or something. He paid attention because a couple years later he sent me a message and I was like, fuck, I'm in trouble again. Like, here we go. What did I do now? But he was like, hey, I know that you guys are doing Pale Fest here soon. How would you feel if I sent somebody out there and we did like collab merch and I'll just have this guy handing stuff out and the freebies will essentially be like a promo code to my store. And I was like, that would be a fucking dream come true. So
Wow.
he ended up FaceTiming me. I was at my dad's house and I thought my dad was gonna fucking cry. Like I'm just over in the corner, kind of just like FaceTiming Sid. And I'm like, what the fuck? So um we did that. It went well. And dude, I think like a week or two later, he was like, can we have a concert at your place? And I was like, fuck. No. But I was like, there's a fucking venue like right around the corner that we could make work. And he was like, I want to do Swollen Teeth's like first real show. And I want to tie you into it if we can. And I was like, dude, I'll figure it out. So in 2 weeks, I put together a show, having never put together a show. And it made me want to die. And it was very stressful, but we pulled it off and we sold the fucking place out. And a couple of days before we did it, Sid was like, I'm on my way. He's like, I'm coming. I'm going to come co-host it with you. And dude, it fucking blew my mind. And sure as shit, he showed up. And the first night that he came over, I think we stayed just talking at my place until like 5 a.m. And then I drove him back to his hotel. And dude, it was fucking crazy. He is so fucking smart and on such a different level. And yeah, I'm forever grateful for everything that he's done and continues to do. So shout out to Sid. I could never give him enough props.
Dude, he definitely seems like the coolest fucking guy out of that whole, band. I mean, just not only as a person, but just, I don't know, man, just everything that else. I like just seeing what they do outside of just their usual realm. I mean, everything from like, Starscream and all that shit and just what these guys get into. But that's really fucking cool, man. I had no idea that, it started off on a rocky start like that. How long ago was that show then that you guys did? It sold out.
That was 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 2022 because Pale Fest was 2022, the first one. And yeah, it's. I mean, we've done a bunch of shit since then, but every time I talk to him, I feel like I've taken some sort of like Harvard class in just life, and it could be about fucking marketing, or I mean, dude, I remember sitting in his garage. I went to Knotfest 2024, and he was just fucking going a million miles a minute. Like they have Knotfest, so obviously he's performing at Knotfest. Swollen Teeth are back at the Wilson Estate shooting a music video that he's like helping direct and stuff. And then I'm there to do. I guess we had a couple different videos in the works, but we only left with one because he was just all over the place.
Sure.
And I just remember me and him just went back to his barn and it was just me and him. And I was looking at all this shit in there. He's got the same exact Supermoto that I have, which I thought was like cool, weird, full circle. Like, what are the chances of that? Same paint scheme and everything. And then he's got like a lowrider truck in there, and he's got like some Slipknot like the rolling like gearboxes. And I'm just like looking around at everything. And I'm thinking like, man, music got all of this for him. And then I was like, fuck, I'm here because music got all of this for him. And like his music got all of my shit for me. And I was like, dude, you ever think about the fact that like you did this, like you did all this? He's like, yeah. And I was like, you ever think about the fact that I'm here because of you? And he's like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, why are you nice to me? Why are you? And he was just like, dude, I just try to do the right thing. And dude, it was such a fucking crazy conversation. I guess I should keep some shit to myself, but my point is everybody can say that I just glaze him because of whatever, but they don't fucking know. And if they did know, they'd be lucky to know. So shout out to Sid.
Dude, absolutely, man. So, and you're on the Slipknot collection side there. What has been like the most triumphant find? Holy fuck, it finally happened. Obscure, I'm sure. Like what? There's got to be something that's probably sticks out the most that was like you never thought you would have come across.
Well, as far as finding shit in the wild, I haven't personally gotten too lucky. I'd say like most of my stuff came from other collectors. I found one vintage West G like on Marketplace for $2, which I thought was a huge deal. But my biggest thing is still it always comes back to Sid. He was the first member to send me a stage use mask, so it was my first stage use mask. He was the first member to visit the House of Masks, and then I told you this was my first mask back in the day.
Yeah.
23 years later, this dude hits me up and he's like, "Hey, I want to do a gold version of my original gas mask." And I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" He's like, "I want to do a solid gold version." I was like, "Dude, I've never heard of anything like that ever. But let me figure it out."
Yeah.
So I put together a team. I hit up a dude named Joshua Everett, who's a crazy good artist who actually he comes from like the race car world. So he had started making masks out of like fucking carbon fiber and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I was like, if there's anybody that can figure it out, it's him. So me and him just started going back and forth and just figuring out what we were gonna do and how we were gonna do it. And yeah, we came up, we got it done. It was a fucking process, but we got it done, and they're super sick. And this ties back to my biggest score is we got the mask done for Sid. The last show of the 25th anniversary cycle was in Ohio. It was in wherever incarceration is, Mansfield. And I ended up going back to Sid's hotel in Columbus that night, and he came down. Well, where did he hand it off to me at? It must have been up. It must have been in the lobby. I think he came down in the lobby. Yeah, he came down to the lobby where I was like hanging out, and he had it behind his back, and he fucking handed it to me, and I was like, "Oh, we're doing that." So. I keep it on my desk here as just like a reminder of what the fuck's going on. Is I keep OG, and then I keep the gold one because how full circle is that? Like my first mask ever.
Yeah.
For the 25th anniversary, I get to help make the gold one, and then he hands it off to me at the end. So like, got a picture of him holding my first one with me holding the fucking gold one and shit.
Dude.
That's the special story for sure.
Wow. Oh my God. That's so cool, dude.
Dude, if I could cry, I would cry.
Damn. Did you strap it on or anything? Did you at least put that fucking thing on once, the gold one?
You know what? I haven't, and there's another fucking story as to why. A few years back at Sonic Temple, one of my best friends was a jeweler, and he made grills. And Sid was like, "Hey, I want to do grills that like match this thing, like something special to go with it." So we went up before Sonic Temple, and we were casting his teeth. And I hadn't seen the mask in person. Well, I saw it at a show. I went to that show that they did in the desert. It was like their first show back for the 25th anniversary thing. There was like 300 people there or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I saw it there, but I didn't get to see it like up close and in person. So he brought it out in the hotel room, and I put it on there, and I was like looking at myself in the mirror or whatever. He's like, "You're going to get shit on your face." I was like, "Yeah, I don't care, whatever." And I went to get my phone out to take a picture of me in the mask, and he was like, "Don't take a picture." And I thought he was fucking with me. And I was like, I can't tell if you're serious or not, because he fucks with me all the time. Like he is a troll. He's like, "I'm for real." And I was like, I still can't tell. And he's like, "I'm serious." He's like, what's the point in taking a photo of it right now? Like, he's like, he's like, "It's my mask." He's like, "It's your mask. I get it. Like, it's your mask, but it's still my mask. Like, there will be a time for you to like take the picture and shit." He's like, "Right now, it's like my energy and stuff goes into that." And so I was like,
Sure.
"God, this motherfucker's got a point. Like, damn it." He's like, "The internet doesn't need, what are you going to get? 1,000 likes out of fucking posting a picture of my mask or whatever?" And I was like, he's fucking
Yeah.
right. I took it off, didn't take the picture. And after I got it, I never put it back on. So he handed it to me after the last show, and I've never worn it because he's totally right. And I've had people come over and like ask if they can wear it and shit. I'm like, no. And I have to explain to them why or whatever. And dude, if you don't get it, then I don't know, kick rocks, I guess.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah, I don't even want to put it on though.
Well, it's like those words of wisdom like that shit. It's like, yeah, once that moment hit and you're like, "Oh, okay, I get it." Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's what I mean by his I don't know what the fuck you'd call his lessons. Like their lessons. Yeah.
Sure. No, it's yeah, like I say, I mean, Big Brother Sid or like a fucking just a mentor type of thing. I mean, it's just like,
Yeah.
there's some people. It's just like, dude, I take your advice and the way your brain works to fucking heart, man, because I respect you that much. Where, so it's as when somebody can share some insight like that, it's like you better listen.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
so who else out of the band then have you had come on over? You said he was the first. Have you had who else?
Jay has been to the House of Masks. I've done a video with Corey, but that was before I even had like a legit collection. I think I was still living in an apartment. Like my whole collection was in an apartment at that time. And I've talked to Foff about doing some sort of video. I don't know exactly what that is, but it was actually his idea. We were in the hotel at the when I was doing the video with Sid on like the full circle moment or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, we should do something." I was like, "Fuck yeah, we should." So I think he's probably a little more like on the leash than somebody like Sid who can kind of just be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I want." Or
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
I'm on the label or I guess management's time when it comes to that one. So, but yeah, doing a video with Thoth would be sick.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
Now with the church setup and stuff, are you able to do some kind of live, type of events and stuff like that too, or is it not nearly the size for that?
Well, it's bigger than the last spot where we did some live events, but the thing is, like, I never wanted the last spot to be open. The only reason that we did that is because I had it closed off and people were just like so curious about it, like locals. So I wanted to like let the locals come see what the fuck was going on. And Bishop was like, dude, you have a whole fan base. Like, do a meet and greet. Like, how's something? Let people come in and look at the shit at least one time.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So we like planned the first meet and greet. It was 2021. And dude, I remember being so fucking nervous that nobody was gonna show up. I was like, this is gonna
Yeah,
get
sure.
flop and embarrassing. And like 10 minutes before we were supposed to open the doors, we were gonna open them from 6 to 10. I remember somebody coming back to like the little like green room area, and they were like, dude, there's a fucking line like out of sight.
No shit.
Yeah, they're like, it goes so far that we don't know where it ends. And I was like, you're lying. And he showed me a picture, and I was like, holy fuck. So yeah, we got the people in. We opened the doors at 6. We thought it'd be done by 10. I think we got the last people out at like 2:30 in the morning.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was gnarly. So then Bishop, he co-runs PaleFest with me. I just invited him down to have a booth there. I was like, you guys should have a booth, sell some shit. Like we'll do like a collab piece or something so that we both make some money. Because
Yeah.
it was free to get in. And I was going to sell like a t-shirt or something. But we ended up doing like a collaborative piece to bring back this like line of masks that I hadn't done for like a long time. And so we get all the people out. We sold out of fucking everything. I'm literally holding like a wad of money in my hand that was more money than I've ever held in my life. And I felt nothing from the money. I just
Yeah.
was, we got to do that again. Like
Right.
meeting these fucking people and like hearing the stuff that they were saying and the fact that they were so appreciative of the collection and the history and they were telling me about videos and shit that I forgot about. I was like, yeah, that's sick. And he was like, yeah, I agree. So that's what became PaleFest. And that is the only reason that the spot ever opened again was because of PaleFest and giving people the chance to go in there and check it out. So here, nope. I don't want anybody out here. That's off
Yeah.
limits. PaleFest isn't even in my town anymore, so it wouldn't make sense to try to do anything. We did have a housewarming show that was just like friends and family and stuff, and we had a
Okay.
couple bands play and like a skate party and stuff last summer, and that was fun. It was great for what it was, but I can't really see it ever happening again.
Yeah. Well, there's something to be said too about just kind of having your own domain where it's like, all right, we don't need this to just be like public all the time.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to kind of shut the cameras off and lock the doors and,
Yeah,
you know,
I think it gives people more of an incentive to support the thing that I'm doing as my job now too. It's like,
sure.
hey, you want to see the shit? Like, watch the videos.
Yeah, well, exactly. Dude, I gotta say, so the look outside your window, just came out and then you were all over it with with getting these the videos out. And then, you've got one and it's literally called like my review or something. And then some guy in the comments is like,
Yeah.
so what'd you really think of it? And you're like, literally, like imagine the guy, like it's so fucking
Yeah.
funny. Like,
I
click the
remember that
video,
comment.
dude. Support what I fucking do. Like,
Dude,
what's wrong?
I have
with you?
people come into my streams, which if you're on my streams, I assume that you're probably pretty familiar with the channel and the videos and stuff. And they're like, do you know where I could get a Slipknot mask? I'm like, dude, my entire fucking channel is mask reviews where I tell you exactly where I got the mask. I probably link you to the artist that made the mask, tell you
Yeah.
how much the mask is. Like, what are we fucking talking about right now?
Fuck. Oh, it's so funny, man. You know, the great thing with just how connected everybody is online with that, being able to find these artists like globally is so
Mhm.
fucking beautiful, man. And
Yeah.
I really wish I could pronounce and remember this guy's name, but there's a dude that's I think down in the Philippines or something. It's like Rob Simble or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm probably
Ron Sambile.
yeah,
Sambile.
something,
Yeah.
dude. I've bought a couple things from him, man.
Yeah.
He made a really cool Zero mask from the well, actually I'm wearing the fucking yeah right there
Mhm.
for anybody watching that. But dude, I was just like I saw that and I was like, fuck, I've got to have that, man. It was so cool. And I just watch just the interpretations that he does, and he's kind of I think he's a little more heavier on the Slipknot mask what I see too, but just like fuck, just some gorgeous ones, man. And
Yeah.
it's just like like a dude like that. That's just like you'd never find him, without the internet like that. Like
Mhm.
it's just so fucking cool, man. Do you have a lot of like mask makers then reaching out to you, of just like, hey, let me send you some masks just to promote their, art to, get some exposure or anything? Or
Yeah, it's weird. I do still obviously have that happening, but it's weird because it seems like the bigger and more legit the channel becomes,
yeah.
the less that happens. When I
Okay.
had 20,000 subscribers and it was like 2017, dude, people were sending shit in left and fucking right.
Sure.
And now it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel lucky when I get one. It seems like pretty backwards to me, but whatever. I can't complain.
Yeah, that's
Um,
funny. I wonder why that is. Like
I
people
don't
just
know.
think
Yeah, I don't understand it.
it's
I think
made,
if I had to guess, I assume people probably think that I have a lot of fucking money, which is just not the case. And they're like,
sure.
well, fucking, you can just fucking buy one then or whatever. And it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, I could, I guess, but also like my collecting, I don't know how to word this. The content is so vast now. There's so many different styles of videos for me to make that the unboxings almost aren't like the bread and butter anymore.
Sure.
Also, I don't have any fucking room. So when I do an unboxing and a review, it's something that I like really fucking believe in.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, but yeah, I don't understand why people don't send more shit in. It is quite literally the biggest mask channel, mask fan base thing that you could ever possibly get like publicity from. So whatever. Maybe people feel like intimidated by it or something. Like people can't reach out to me, I guess, unless I like follow them because my DMs are turned off or whatever. So I don't
Oh,
maybe
okay.
maybe people are like intimidated by the size of the channel and think that they can't do that now, but you absolutely can.
Yeah. Fucking hook it up. Show some love, everybody. Jesus Christ. Like it's
Trust
just
me, I
you're
love the pieces, but I've never featured somebody that wasn't like, holy fuck, man, I got 15 orders coming in now. So
yeah.
yeah, it's definitely symbiotic. That's what the channel started out for. Is just like, dude, I got this sick fucking piece from this dude. Like, you can get this too. Because when I was growing up, the internet wasn't what it was. I would have killed for a House of Masks back then, showing me all of this
Yeah.
stuff and telling me exactly where to get the shit. Like,
Exactly.
you couldn't find a fucking good Myers mask to save your life in
Yeah.
2001. So,
Right.
uh, yeah, that's what it's about, dude. Featuring these artists, getting their shit out there, and me getting to keep a cool piece for my collection is definitely just a cherry on top.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's always been one thing I've really tried to be as vocal about is always promoting, all just the artists throughout like the horror communities and stuff like that because it's just to me it's such an important part just to any kind of a collector like that because you know not only are you commissioning custom work through somebody else and and supporting somebody directly like that, but you're creating an identity, a personal identity in your collection where it's not just like, yeah, I mean, you can go and buy all these fucking figures in the store and I've got those too, but it's like for
Mhm.
if that's all your collection is, you just look like a goddamn toy store, and it's like to throw in some custom one of a kind pieces or just limited something like
Yeah,
dude, it just sticks the shit out so much, and I appreciate it because
yeah,
especially if it's like if you collect horror and you got an obscure movie or something that there's not a lot of releases for, you find somebody like that. It's like, dude, like I don't think people understand that you just talk to these artists and I just tell them what's in my fucking head, and also they're like, okay, yeah, let's do it, and like. you know, sometimes it's like, oh, that's exactly where I want, or they just take it a whole different way, and you're like, holy shit, you put a spin on it that I didn't even think about. And
Hmm.
I don't know, dude. It's just a good way of connecting with people too, you know. And I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just, you know, I got to the point too where it's like, you know, this fucking there's only so much room I've got, and you know, I don't want it to look like a fucking hoarder, you know, environment. So, you know, I start to let, you know, the smaller shit go and all that. And then nowadays it's really like I just trade it out for like really sentimental pieces where it's just like, dude, every fucking thing here, I could tell you the story of where I got it from, all this, you know, and you know, it's just like it just means so much more, especially when you start taking this shit to conventions, getting signed, you know, like, you know, pieces and all that. And, you know, we up in Minneapolis here, we've only got one horror convention, and I'm grateful for it, but it's definitely kind of a low, you know, and there's not a lot of big, you know, big names coming through, but
Hmm.
you know, it's still cool when you do get like a TCM person coming through, and I can bring the shit that I wouldn't dare put in a mailbox, you know, to some, you
Yeah.
know, I have friends all over. Hey, you know, I'll bring your shit and get it signed. It's like, dude, if this got fucking lost in the mail or damaged, like I don't know what the fuck I'd do, you
Yeah.
know, and so that's been pretty fucking fun to be able to, you know, add in there as well. But
Yeah, we gotta get you and the family out to Pale Fest this year, dude.
dude, fucking right, man. My youngest kid's 3 now, man. She's battle ready to go out and about. So I'm like, it's time to start fucking, you know, spreading the wings a bit, man.
That would be the one to do because if you guys get bored of like the horror convention aspect of it, like
Yeah.
we have a fucking water park. And
Really?
like, yeah, the venue literally has, I think it's called Ohio's biggest like inflatable related water park or whatever.
Okay.
Um, and they have their own like little tiki restaurant, and they got like a putt-putt course and all this shit. So the venue that we're at is fucking sick. So it's definitely like a family-oriented event. We
That's
want
cool.
the thing is, there's a lot of people out there like you who are into this shit super hardcore, but they're also normal dudes that have wives that might not be so crazy about it, and
Yeah.
kids that might not want to just walk around at a fucking convention all day long. So the venue that we got was a blessing because we were like, dude, our families now can go fucking do family party shit while we're
Yeah.
over here nerding out over this fucking latex, or watching this band or whatever it is. So yeah, I'm trying to spread the word about the fact that like bring the women, bring the children, everybody will have
Yes.
fun.
That's yeah, it's fucking great. That's like this Crypticon up here. It's like, dude, there's kids. There's I mean, it's everybody. It's just like, you know, yeah, the subject matter's a little crazy and it might be kind of scary for some of these, you know, your
Yeah,
youngest kids at your own discretion. But like that's my oldest daughter. She's 11, and we've been going to it for, you know, 5 or 6 years, and like she looks forward to it every single year. You know, she gets dressed up and all that, and just seeing all just the makeup and the costumes and shit. But you know, even like the first year we went, she's you know, I don't I'm still a little controlling on like what I let her watch, of course. You know,
mhm,
she's not watching crazy shit, but
yeah,
she, you know, she's kind of emulating dad. Oh, he's got his TCM collected. Well, I want to collect too, you know. So Trick or Treat Sam, you know, I don't know if you're familiar, but I'm
yeah,
like that's something where at least mom's like not like, dude, what the fuck? It's all like bloody knives and, you know, meat hooks. Come
yeah,
on. You know, but she dressed up as that, and like, and they had not only a costume contest, but they had a kids costume contest, you know, and she
yeah.
got like second place or something. And like it was just like, and I just think about, to me, like how impactful that is
Oh
in
yeah,
her age, like all like how accepting and all that shit. I just, dude, I fucking love it, man.
yeah, dude. That's the
I
shit. That's what it's all
it's
about.
it's like I never want to like push what I think my kids should be doing, you know, onto them. Let them choose their own shit. But when they show a little interest in some of that stuff, man, I go, all right, cool. Let's here.
Yeah,
I'll feed that and, you know, stoke the fire a bit for you, and
absolutely.
you know. So the Pale Fest then, when is that coming up? Is that still this year? Like, what is it? When is it usually?
So this year we moved it way forward. Typically we do it in the fall. This year we are doing it in July. It's
Okay.
actually going to be the weekend of my birthday, so it'll be the 24th and 25th. It's a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday, and man, we fucking went all out for this one. So
Dude.
it's insane. There's a lot of shit that we haven't released yet because obviously we're doing the rollouts and stuff, but
Sure.
we have like a full-blown tattoo convention inside of the convention. So we brought these artists that were like hand selected from Texas, because I don't necessarily trust any artists in Ohio, I guess. I wanted good work. No,
Yeah.
these guys are killer, and they're involved in like the mask scene and stuff. So Tyler Wrong and his crew are going to be doing tattoos. Of course, we have the music aspect because that seems to be like everybody's favorite part. So
Sure.
we've got like return senders like fucking Swollen Teeth. I think they're pretty much married to the festival now. They'll always be there.
Beautiful.
Mauled, who were the babies of Palefest 2024. Like we found them at Palefest, and dude, just an astronomical skyrocket ever since then. It's been crazy to watch them
Cool.
bringing new shit. So we've got like our buddies in Surfaced will be there. And dude, like a big one, fucking Bootsy Collins is like presenting everything. There's more that I can't tell everybody about
Sure.
what Bootsy Collins is doing there right now, but Bootsy fucking Collins, like, dude, a lot of people are gonna be like, yeah, what the fuck, Bootsy Collins? Bootsy Collins, like, somewhat created Buckethead. So there's this whole lore behind Bootsy Collins' involvement with Buckethead,
Okay.
which is why we're doing Bootsy Collins, Buckethead, Land of Illusion, because it's at Land of Illusion. Dude, it's just this crazy like waterfall of like cascading fucking intertwined.
That's so cool.
You know his theatric stuff, him Bootsy Collins wearing masks and shit predates Kiss. Just throwing that out there.
Fair.
Throwing it out there. He is the godfather of theatrical music.
Wow. Dude,
So,
that's fucking cool.
Yeah, and that's just the music part. We have way more room for vendors this year, so we will have more vendors than we've ever had. We got the water park, like I said. So if you're feeling a little hot, you want to go take a dip, your family wants something to do, fucking go play in the water park. We have at least 3 haunted houses that are at this place that are going to be open. So 3 different like walk-throughable haunted houses. There will be lights on tours where you can just go in and take a look at all the cool scenes and shit. And then there will be nighttime haunted walkthroughs with actors and all the good stuff. I'm probably forgetting a lot of shit, but there's just so much stuff that I can't remember it all.
Dude, that's so wild, man. Oh, yeah, we got to come down and check it then.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking beautiful. It ain't too far of a trip to get there from Minnesota either. So,
No, dude, that's a day trip.
man. So Buckethead, I don't know how far and deep you are into like the TCM universe or whatever, but are you familiar with the All American Massacre?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's the thing. So me and my the co-producer Gilly, I had Bill Mosley coming up to Crypticon again, like last year, and I had already seen him before, I've met him and all that. And I go, what are the few things I want to have, autographed by the guy, and Gilly gets a poster blown up. He photoshopped it so because the only like All American Massacre poster that they had was just like a small little graphic, and it just looked like shit if you blew it up. And anyway, he put some time into it. And I had that thing, and I brought that with, and we weren't sure because there's a lot of like interviews here and there where he's just like, there's certain time periods where he didn't want to talk about it. It made him mad, or whatever. But
Yeah.
so I brought that. I was like the last thing in case it pissed him off, I wanted him to sign my other shit. But
Yeah.
but dude, he fucking loved that, man. He goes, "Where in the fuck did you find this?" And so we were talking about Buckethead for a little bit because Buckethead played Leatherface in that movie and all. They used to shoot a bunch of little shorts and stuff like that. And anyway, he's coming to town, man. And I was looking, I'm like, God, how cool would it be if I could do a little VIP, meet and greet and bring that out to get that signed by him. But then I really started learning how private that man is. And there's no such thing as VIPs and all that type of shit, and
I don't know how people even book him for shows. We've been trying to get him to do stuff for so long that it's insane. I remember it was probably 12 years ago when I first got into contact with Distortions Unlimited. They were like, "Hey, Buckethead uses like our stuff. Why don't you see if you can get a hold of him? We'll send him some shit, and maybe we can do like a signature line of these props and stuff, and have like the Buckethead stamp on it. We can all like benefit from it."
Yeah.
And dude, I fucking went every direction I could outside of just like hiring a private investigator to try because I thought, dude, he's obviously a fan of Distortions. He'll love this. And there is no contacting that guy. So to get as far as we've gotten with him so far for Palefest this year is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing, dude.
Also, did you know that Bill Mosley, outside of the All American Massacre thing, him and Buckethead had like a music project together?
Yes, dude. What the fuck's it
Cornbugs.
called? Because it's
Cornbugs.
it's wild. Like what Bill Mosley is got is like him and like Phil, from Pantera, like they do something together, and
Yeah.
like It's just wild, man. He's a cool ass dude. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, he's always been nice to me, man. I bumped into him at a few conventions. He was always a cool dude.
oh man, that's fucking killer, dude.
I love that he like, if he's at a convention, there's like a 80% chance he's wearing a fucking Guar shirt. He's always in this Guar, and I always thought it was cool because I had like the long sleeve version of it. I was like, yeah, me and Bill Mosley had the same Guar tee. But I think that's fucking sick.
That's so sweet. Oh man, yeah, Gore is definitely like a fucking old school for me too. That was like, watching growing up on Beavis and Butthead, and all of a sudden it's just like, that the video game and just seeing like, just like fuck. I've yet to go to a Gore show, dude. I'll have to admit it. Like it just,
You have to go. That's a bucket list show.
dude. I gotta get covered in blood. We gotta,
Yeah, wear a white tee that you decorate that day, like Sharpie it up, do whatever you're gonna do, and then wear it to that show, and then put it away.
Oh shit. All right, brother. Well, fuck, man. It's been about a good hour, man. I appreciate the shit out of you coming on.
That flew by.
I hope to fucking do this again, man. Especially when you guys got something new you're promoting down there.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Anytime you want. If you want to do, I'm always trying to get Bishop to do stuff about Palefest because he really puts the work into that. So if you want to do a separate one with me and Bishop and just fucking talk about the fest, like he's a good conversation. I definitely put the word in.
dude, 100%, man. I'm so down for that. That sounds great, brother.
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, I hope you have yourself a good fucking evening, man. Again, thanks
You
for
too.
doing this. It was really
Thanks
cool
for
kicking
having
it
me.
with you.
Absolutely. It flew by. I'm sad. It's over.
All right, man. Well, everybody, check out the House of Masks. Go to Palefest. For God's sake, send this guy some fucking masks if you make him at home. Don't be intimidated because I couldn't think of a better spot for these fucking masks to end up at, man, and especially for exposure.
So
and shit.
scary.
All right, man. Everybody, have a good night. See ya.
In the vast expanse where the cosmos sighs, drifts an ancient tale as old as the skies. A figure from stories now mythified. Space Corpse goes orbiting by. He once roamed planets, both far and wide, but now he floats where the starships fly. No more breath in his chest, yet can't be denied the space cadet who died. Oh, oh, Space Corpse, in the void you glide, a spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Space Corpse goes orbiting by. Galaxies turn while he haunts with pride. No anchor to worlds, just space to bide. Gliding through stardust, no need to hide. This wanderer who never cried. In weightless silence where time collides, he drifts in dreams so amplified. Mysterious tales on mystic rides. Space Corpse haunts so dignified. Oh, oh, Space Corpse, in the void you glide, a spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Space Corpse goes orbiting by. Galaxies turn while he haunts with pride. A spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Space Corpse goes orbiting by.